Hare Krishna. So the time has come and Kamala Harris has been announced the US presidential candidate. So the question is now whether Donald Trump will once again win the presidency or it will be Kamala Harris, the first woman who will ever win the presidency of United States. So this is the great question which we are going to answer today by the use of astrology. Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology is the master tool to decode the future of this world. Now, let us see what their charts say. Actually, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's, luckily, we have both of their charts with AA ratings. If you see Astro Data Bank, you will find both their charts. So we have used these charts, and what we have found we are going to present to you. It's very important election because US is one of the US is till now at least US is the leader of this world. Every country actually looks towards US. Who will be the president of US? It's not only the concern of US citizens, but it is concern of everyone in this world. Now, Donald Trump, who has a history, in 2017 he became US president, and he continued till Jan 2021. Now, after an instinct of Joe Biden again tried to become president in this current elections, but seeing his health conditions, we see that he has taken out. He has been taken out. He has withdrawn his presidency, his presidential candidature. Now, let's see what happens when we compare these two charts, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. If you see their charts, of course, before going to technical analysis, for those who are only interested in prediction, I'll just brief you about the prediction. This is going to be a very close contest. It's not going to be easy for any of them. Of course, when these presidential candidates, they fight for the election, then they both have very good Mahadashas, Antardashas. Then only it is possible for them to emerge as the leader of Republican or Democrat Party. So what happens in astrology, you also become baffled when you start judging their charts. That's why if you see only one individual chart, it is very difficult to predict whether the person will win or not. But if you have both of their charts, then it is somewhat possible. But it is extremely difficult to judge. Why? You can understand. Because both are the leaders, both are having the support of masses, and it's possible for both of them to win. Sometimes, like I had predicted previously about India versus South Africa T20 International World Cup's final match. I had predicted about it. And both the teams were in close contest. And India actually just won in the last moment. So in that case also, it was very difficult. We didn't have both captains' chart. We could not see the charts. We actually predicted from Prashna. But in this case, we are very fortunate that we have both the candidates' charts. If you see Donald Trump's chart and if you see Kamala Harris' chart, they both are running very good dashas. But I would say that Donald Trump is having an edge over Kamala Harris. He is having the dashas which actually make him win this election. She is also having very, very great dashas running, but when we compare it with Donald Trump, it's becoming little less effective, you can say. So in this election, my prediction is that Donald Trump is going to win this election, and we will not be able to see the first woman president of United States. So this is still where I have predicted the outcome of election, but those who are interested in astrological analysis, they can further move ahead and see how I have predicted this, this prophecy. If you see Kamala Harris chart, now on your screen you can see Kamala Harris chart. Kamala Harris, she is Gemini Lagna, and she has exalted Rahu in her Lagna, and she has Ketu, which is also exalted in 7th house. Of course, there is, in astrology, there is some controversy whether Rahu is exalted in Taurus or Gemini, but I generally take it Gemini. Gemini is the exaltation sign of Rahu. And she has Saturn, which is the 9th lord, Aquarius sign. Saturn is retrograde in the 9th house itself. And if you see, on 5th November 2024, she will be having the transit of Saturn over her natal 9th house lord Saturn, Aquarius sign, and that too retrograde. So that's a powerful combination. 9th lord transiting over your 9th house. And then again, if you see, Jupiter will be transiting over the Jupiter of her chart. Jupiter is sitting in her chart in the 12th house, and the transiting Jupiter is also is retrograde, which is retrograde in her chart also, and Jupiter is transiting over Jupiter. But the house is 12th. So 12th house is having Jupiter. And if you see other combinations, there are many other combinations. I have told you both the charts are available on Astro Data Bank, and with accurate timings, AA ratings, you can compare yourselves and you can learn astrology from that. Now I am predicting by doing thorough analysis of these two charts. And if you see Donald Trump's chart, he is a Leo ascendant and his Lagna Lord Sun is sitting in the 10th house in close conjunction with Rahu in the Taurus sign. And the Moon is sitting in close conjunction with Ketu in the 4th house in Scorpio sign. So they are in very close conjunction. That's why you will see in most of his divisional charts also Sun, Rahu and Moon, Ketu are sitting together. If you see his D10 chart, there also Sun, Rahu and Moon, Ketu are sitting together. And he is having Sun, Rahu in his Libra ascendant. He's Libra ascendant in D10 chart, and he has Sun, Rahu combination in Lagna, and Moon, Ketu combination in 7th house. His 10th lord, which is Moon, is sitting in the 7th house with Ketu. Okay, and for if you see, Ketu is actually the second lord of D10 chart and sitting in 7th house. So from here you see, there is some chance of losing the position, or Ketu can also give position here depending on how he is going to behave during his election campaigning. Now Jupiter is debilitated in his D10 chart in 4th house. If you see what dasha he'll be running in his chart, the transiting planets, from we see only transits in D1. In D1 you will see that Saturn is going through his 7th house because he is Leo ascendant, retrograde Saturn, and Jupiter, which is his 5th lord of power, promotion and all these things, he is sitting in 10th house. 10th house, he is transiting over his Lagna lord Sun. Sun, Rahu is sitting in the 10th house. Jupiter is in very close conjunction on 5th of November 2024. And if you see that Moon is also transiting that day from the 4th house only. So Moon and Jupiter are transiting opposite to each other, creating a Gajkesari Yoga in his 10th house and 4th house. If you see both the dashas which will be running, you will find that almost very, very good dashas are running. But in Kamala's chart, there is some issue, and she will be running either Moon or Mars in the Ati Sukshma somewhere. We have to go up to that extent when you have to judge actually the election result. You have to judge dasha till end on that day when when the people are voting for them, what dasha will be running, either Moon or Mars. Okay, so Moon and Mars are not sitting very favorably in that chart. But in Donald Trump's chart, you will find that Jupiter, Venus, Rahu, Venus, Jupiter, something like that. So ultimately it will be Jupiter again, and Jupiter is his 5th lord, and Jupiter is debilitated in his D10 chart. But you'll see that there is a Neech Bhang because Moon is in Kendra from the Lagna. So because of this Neech Bhang, he will be able to overcome the difficulty of people's support and the emotional connection he will be able to make. Initially it may be difficult. Now you have seen that there was an assassination attempt on him, and that was a very close call, and he might have been in difficulty physically, but luckily he has been saved by the mercy of Lord. So that is also one emotional connection. Now people have made an emotional connection with him because of this attempt. So that's how Neech Bhang Raj Yoga can result in support for him. So here I conclude that Donald Trump is going to win the US presidential election 2024. Let's pray to the Supreme Lord. May he bless the suitable candidate who can actually lead the society lead the citizens of United States with righteousness, with love, empathy for all. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.